Alright, what's going on, guys? Afflicted Gamer here, back with another Division video. It is Friday, August 4th, and you know what that means. The vendors have reset, and I will be going from place to place, DC checkpoint, checkpoint, to find out what the best items are for sale this week in the Division. So if the video is helpful in any way, shape, or form, please go ahead and drop it a like. It's very much appreciated and does help the channel grow, closing in at 4,000 subs. Thank you guys so very much. So if you are new, I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel for more Division content. You can follow me on Twitter at Afflicted Gamer, and the stream times for me to be live here on YouTube will be at the end of the video. Alright, first up, let's go ahead and check out what is down here at the Blueprints vendor. Classic AK-47. If you're a fan, I would pick this up. We've got a Super 90 for shotguns, Stamina Mask, Stamina Gloves. We have a Hollow Sight Tan blueprint with optimal range as the major attribute. We've got a Flash Hider with accuracy as the major. Electronics Gear Mod, absolutely I would pick this up. And a Performance Gear Mod, which you could pick up and hope to roll, some pretty high stats on them if you so choose to. Not terrible. Let's go ahead and take a look at our exotics for the week. This week, the Cassidy, 349% stagger, pretty good. Brutal, commanding, and boomstick. If you do run the double Cassidys, I would pick this up. Get rid of commanding for something else, and you've got yourself a nice setup. Pecan, 13% damage, 2 targets out of cover with accurate, adept, and pecan. Adept is a good talent, so if you need one, I would pick this up. Get rid of accurate for something else, but definitely keep adept. The Historian, 156% headshot damage, cool-headed, destructive, and history repeats. Again, you know what, pretty good. You can get rid of cool-headed if you don't meet the electronics requirement for something else like deadly, prepared, whatever the case is. Either way, it's pretty decent. Liberator, 18% enemy armor damage, accurate, predatory, and unforgiving. Not terrible. Get rid of accurate if you want to. You have yourself a decent PvE Liberator. The Centurion, expert and brutal. Pretty good right there. So if you do want to run Free Republic, you could put the two together. That would be pretty nice. And let's see what else we have here. Rejuvenated Mask, not terrible. I mean, gear drops all over the place in the game, so when it comes to spending Phoenix credits, I say just pick up what you absolutely must if you need to finish up a set like this. Reclaimer Mask, 1233 electronics, get rid of the all resistance for something like enemy armor damage or skill power. Minor attribute of 11% damage to elites. You got yourself a win right there. And anything else decent here this week? Vigorous, there was great ones last week. You could pick this one up if you missed out. The 1141 stamina, bump that up or put it into a different slot because you do have 5.5% enemy armor damage, over 15,000 health at 48% ammo capacity, so that's not bad at all. And same thing with the Tactician vest here, low armor but 1233 stamina, skill haste, enemy armor damage, increased kill XP. Roll that however you like. And anything else decent? Final measure, you could roll something on this, but only get it if you're desperate. For the most part, I don't really see a lot that's decent here at this vendor. And considering you can get all of this stuff in the open world, unless it's God roll or you need it, I would pass. FireCrest Gloves, though, we've got shotgun damage, crit damage, and skill haste. They're not the greatest. High armor roll. Get rid of shotgun damage if don't use shotguns with FireCrest, and you could use these in PvE again. Sorry, nothing for PvP yet. And that looks like, well, that is it for downstairs. Okay, let's move on. At the Dark Zone Gear vendor in the base of operations, he does have a converted USC for sale here for those of you that are a fan. This one's pretty good. 22.5% crit hit chance with destructive, accurate, and ambusher on it. Get rid of accurate, you've got yourself a great converted USC.
I'll be here when you change your mind.
Alright, down at Camp Hudson over at the gear vendor, there's one item for sale here. Anybody running builds like Reclaimer or anything like that. Prototype Performance Mod with 5% support station healing speed. I would pick this up, especially for patch 1.7 if you don't have a better one already. Alright, at the Cavern Safe House, people have been asking for mods like this. we have a purple prototype electronics mod with 3% damage to elites, 187 electronics. So if you are looking for any of the superior mods with damage to elites, protection from elites, etc., well, there's one here at the cavern. I would grab some while they are available. I'm gonna do that while I'm, here.
Hey,
Alright.
come on back sometime.
Alright, at the Wolves Den Safe House, for those of you that are a fan of LMGs, there is a military M60 for sale here. 11% damage to targets out of cover, which is not the greatest. However, it's got competent, unforgiving, and destructive on it. So, again, if you're a fan of LMGs, go ahead and pick this up. Alright, at the Firewall Safe House, he has a prototype performance mod for sale here, 7.5% turret health. So if you're running builds like FireCrest or you've got a skill build, you are using a turret with active sensor, whatever the case is, I would go ahead and pick a few of these up and put them on your character. Right at the Grindhouse Safe House, she's got a good old school weapon. For those of you that have been around from day one, Tactical Vector, 45 ACP, 22.5% crit hit chance, responsive, adept, and unforgiving. I'm not on the character with all my money, or with a lot of funds here, but I'm coming back for this bad boy just for old time's sake. Pick this thing up, have some fun, unless you already have a better one. Right down at the Ward Safe House, there's a couple items for sale here we're taking a look at. First up, a sturdy holster, for those of you that are not a fan of nimble and you want a decent high-end one. 1270 firearms, 1205 stamina, 1241 electronics, 7% skill haste. Roll it however you wish. Either way, it is a good holster. On top of that, we again have a purple mod here. Increased kill XP. So for those of you that are wanting to stack up on your field proficiency caches, pick a few of these up and put them on your character. Alright, down at the Last Call Safe House, once again, if you have been here from day one and you want to kick it old school with a Vector, or you're new to the game and you just want to try it out, 22% crit chance with Competent, Sustained, and Adept. Get rid of Sustained for something else and you've got yourself a pretty decent Vector. You know what? They're fun to use. Pick it up. At the Madison Stand Safe House, he has two items for sale here that are okay. Actually, one is really good. First up, Savage Gloves, 1180 firearms, which is not great. 5.5% crit hit chance, 986 SMG damage, and 8% skill haste. Obviously, bump up the firearms number, put it into a different slot. They are good for PvE. If you don't already have a better pair and you're desperate, pick them up. But this prototype electronics mod, 266 electronics with 3,272 skill power. Pick a bunch of these up and put them on your character, especially if you are running builds like Tactician.
Hey, catch you another time.
Yeah, I'll be back with my character who has money. Alright, at the West 34th Street DZ checkpoint, that is it for all of the safe houses. She's got an enhanced Aug A3P here with 18.5% crit chance, which is on the low side, but talented, responsive, and ferocious are on it. I'm pointing this out because it's kind of a versatile setup with talents. You can either roll it towards a skill build by getting rid of responsive and keeping talented, or vice versa, make it into a PvE machine by keeping ferocious responsive and then getting rid of talented if you don't meet the electronics requirement, and putting on something like deadly or destructive. So the choice is yours if you would like to pick this up. Alright, at the West 39th Street DZ checkpoint, he has a Black Market AK-74 with 20% enemy armor damage, destructive, adept, and brutal are on it. I don't need to say anything else. Specialized backpack, 1252 electronics with over 12,000 health and bleed resist in the minor. You could reroll it off for something like ammo capacity, and you've got yourself a good specialized backpack. At the West 46th Street DZ checkpoint, he's got a prototype performance mod for sale, 7.5% support station duration. So again, anybody running builds like Reclaimer, I would pick this up, or even if not, pick them up for patch 1.7. These will be helpful. Alright, down at the East 31st Street DZ checkpoint, he's got a few things for sale here which are really worth taking a look at. First up, SASG 12, 328 Stagger with Deadly, Self-Preserved, and Brutal. Get rid of Self-Preserved for Destructive, Prepared, whatever the case is that you want. You got a good SASG 12. 4% Seeker Mine damage, prototype performance mod, and then finally a rugged mini reflex sight with 7.5% crit hit chance, 5.5% headshot damage, and 4% crit hit damage. Absolutely pick this up if you do, unless you have a better one already.
I'll be waiting when you're ready to deal.
Alright, at the East 46th Street DZ checkpoint, he's got a converted SMG9 here for sale, which is pretty damn good. 22.5% crit hit chance with competent, unforgiving, and brutal on it. Keep it as is, or roll it how you wish. Alright, at the East 53rd Street DZ checkpoint, she's got a couple items for sale here. First up, Paratrooper SVD with 170% headshot damage. That's amazing, as is Intense, Determined, and Disciplined are on it. You could reroll off Intense if you don't meet the electronics requirement, but Determined on it, fantastic talent, especially for 1.7, so I would pick this up. Rejuvenated Mask, 1247 Firearms with 9% exotic damage resilience, 12% damage to elites. Roll off the EDR if you want to for enemy armor damage, something of that sort. Either way, it is a very good rejuvenated mask. And then finally, she also has a prototype firearms mod, 253 firearms with over 3,000 health. Not bad at all. This vendor has some pretty good stuff.
You'll be back.
I probably will be. Right at the DZ06 safe room, she's got one item for sale here, which are these Deadeye Gloves, 1218 stamina, 7.5% enemy armor damage, wow, 1,333 assault rifle damage. Pretty nice right off the bat there. You don't even have to reroll that. And 9% skill haste. You could reroll this any way you like. Either way, these are a great pair of Deadeye Gloves. Alright, at the DZ08 safe room, just in case anybody's new to the game, this is where it is. There's a couple items for sale here. First up is a rapid chest piece, 1233 firearms, 10% EDR, 4% all resistance. Reroll that off for anything else, and you've got yourself a good rapid chest piece. It even has 48% ammo capacity in the minor attribute slot. And then if you scoot over in here to the female Dark Zone vendor, take a look at this Deadeye Mask. My goodness, 1271 firearms, 7% enemy armor damage, and 10% damage to elites. Not sure you could ask for too much more. Damn near perfect. So pick it up if you need it.
Come on, you're killing me here.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't make a habit of not buying.
Okay, at the Park Ave DZ checkpoint, this gun will be a little bit iffy, but for you skill build players out there, there is an MP5 ST for sale, 22% crit hit chance, self-preserved, accurate, and talented are on it. You could reroll off accurate for something else, and you could have yourself a decent PvE MP5 ST. Okay, and for our final stop of the week here at the DZ09 safe room, there are a couple items for sale. So once again, I'll just quickly mention, guys, if the video was helpful in any way, shape, or form, please go ahead and drop it a like. It is very much appreciated and does help the channel grow. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers, which is incredible. Thank you so much. So I hope you will consider subbing if you are new. Follow me on Twitter at AfflictedGamer, and the stream times for me to be live here on YouTube will be at the end of the video. Alright, the final two items are, first up, the Sentry Mask, 1125 electronics. Yes, I know that is low, but we have almost 9,000 skill power and 12% damage to elites. So if you really want to put your Sentry build together, get rid of that 1125 electronics, bump it up, put it into a different slot. If you are running with scale power on your Sentry build, which I know some people do, 12% damage to elites. And the final item are these Banshee Shadow Gloves, which are really good. 1231 firearms, 1300 assault rifle damage, 5.5% crit hit chance, and 4% health on kill. Get rid of health on kill for crit damage, and you have yourself a pair of awesome Banshee Gloves, unless you already have a better pair. But if you don't, I would pick these up if you're running Banshee. Anyways, guys, those are the last two items. I hope that the video was helpful. Again, drop a like if so, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video.
Hey, you go in without this, you're dead.
No, I'm not. Smartass.